Good morning. I'm Brian Hannigan, and I'm CEO of Holy Cross Energy. Thank you all for joining us today for an exciting announcement of HCE's next step in our transition to a clean energy future. I especially want to thank those of you joining us from communities that we serve, as well as key stakeholders and partners.
We started this journey in 1939 without knowing where it would take us. We were farmers and ranchers, united in the goal to bring electricity to our rural homes. Now, we're not just thinking about providing electricity, but how we create that electricity, having light and power without doing harm. We started investing in local renewable energy projects like solar and hydro. Now, we've set an ambitious goal: provide carbon-free electricity to our members by 2030, which means 100% renewable energy to your home or business every single day. We have to get together again, as we did before, to achieve this. A network of distributed energy resources, making us more resilient against threats like wildfires. Creating new energy right here in our backyard, utilizing the abundant, renewable resources surrounding us. Everybody can do their part to achieve a modern, interactive, and decarbonized electric grid. Discover our journey to 100 at holycross.com. Holy Cross Energy, your community, your co-op, your choice.
I want to thank all of our partners joining us from the communities that we serve, as well as our key stakeholders. You've contributed to today's announcement through your climate action efforts and advocacy, and it's a testament to your efforts that we're here. Now I'd like to introduce HCE's board chair, Dave Monk. Dave, would you like to share a little more detail about the board's decision to set this new goal?
Thank you, Brian. Good morning, everyone. On behalf of the Holy Cross Energy Board of Directors, I want to share our excitement and our pride in this significant goal. There are many voices calling for bold action on climate. Many of our members are among those voices. Holy Cross members have consistently asked for aggressive climate action, with several of our local governments recently declaring climate emergencies. In response to this member interest, Holy Cross has consistently supported and voluntarily exceeded legislative targets established for larger utilities to increase clean and renewable energy percentages. Our member-elected board of directors provides oversight to ensure that Holy Cross operates in the best interest of all of our members. So now, as our power supply adds more clean and renewable energy, our role as the board level is to work with senior leadership to ensure the viability of our electric service. We also monitor the financial health of the cooperative, both in the present as well as for the future. In alignment with these responsibilities, 70-70-30, which launched in September of 2018, included a goal of not increasing power supply costs, even as we increased our clean energy content and reduced our emissions. The cost savings from our move to a more renewable power supply have enabled us to offset cost increases in other areas and keep our electric rates flat since the program launched in 2018. We anticipate this will continue into 2021 and potentially further. As we raise our sights towards reaching 100 by 30, we're determined to achieve these higher goals while still honoring our responsibility to provide the safe, reliable, affordable service that our members and communities depend upon. We're embarking on a journey, and Brian will share more about our journey to 100 with you now.
Thank you, Dave. I'd be delighted to do so. First, I'd like to ask anyone who has a question to write it in the chat window. We'll answer as many questions as time permits at the end of our conversation. Today's announcement of our 100 by 30 goal builds upon our 70-70-30 plan that we announced a little bit more than 2 years ago. Since that time, we've made tremendous strides in our efforts to increase the clean energy supply for HCE members while providing the low-cost, safe, and reliable service our members have come to expect from us. We've obtained 100 megawatts of new wind and 30 megawatts of new solar resources and initiated the development of new local solar, hydro, and energy storage projects right here in our backyard. We've also expanded our energy efficiency efforts, fostered an explosion in local rooftop solar, embraced electric vehicles and smart buildings, and taken steps to modernize our grid and increase our resilience to growing threats from wildfires. All the while, we've kept the lights on and the rates low, with no increase planned for 2021, the third consecutive year in a row. The progress on our 70-70-30 goals has given us the confidence to reach further and accelerate our responsible transition to the clean energy future. I'm delighted now to introduce a special guest who's with us today for our announcement. Governor Polis, welcome, and thank you for joining us this morning. We appreciate your leadership on a lot of things, COVID-19, clean energy, and we're so glad you've taken time from your schedule to be with us today.
Well, thank you, Dave and Brian. I can't wait till we can celebrate this in person again, and it's exciting to celebrate it virtually today. Let me turn down my volume here. I'm getting a little feedback. Okay. I'm so excited by today's announcement. Congratulations. When I announced my candidacy for governor in Pueblo, Colorado, as the only solar-run coffee roaster in the country, I launched it on the principle of Colorado achieving 100% renewable energy by 2040. Now, today's announcements show that even though at the time my ideas were bold, apparently they weren't bold enough for Holy Cross, and I'm so excited to see Holy Cross leading the way. Renewable energy helps us create good jobs here in Colorado, enhance economic opportunity, reduce rates for customers, cleaner air, and of course, doing our part on climate. Today, Holy Cross has really raised the bar for utilities with a commitment to reach 100% renewable a decade ahead of the goal that I announced in Pueblo by 2030. This ambitious commitment speaks to the innovative leadership of Holy Cross and the reality that the renewable energy future is no longer the future, it's today. And Colorado is poised to lead this transition, reaping immense benefits. I'm reminded of my visit to the Salt Vista Housing Project, the partnership between Habitat for Humanity and Holy Cross, affordable, all-electric, net zero housing for teachers and other families in the Roaring Fork Valley, again showing that at least when it comes to Holy Cross, the future is here today. The successes and lessons learned from this project are laying the foundation for so many other great ideas across the state and to help Holy Cross achieve the bold vision of 100% renewable energy by 2030. Leadership, innovation, partnership, all key ingredients to a successful, beneficial transition to a clean energy economy. And Holy Cross is helping pave the way for Colorado. We've seen the firsthand impacts of climate change, including right in the backyard of Holy Cross this very year. Our three largest forest fires in the entire history of our state all occurred in the same year. Statewide drought, conditions that are hurting farmers and ranchers, and now 71%, I think, is our snowpack thus far this winter season. So this transition to low-cost renewable energy is not only a moral imperative, but it's also good for customers and good for air quality. Holy Cross has shown tremendous leadership in this transition, with our clear leadership across the electric utilities, 80% by 2030. Holy Cross shows you can do it more, better, faster. This announcement was made alongside a commitment to keep power supply costs flat and to find additional opportunities to save consumers money. I've worked collaboratively with all the utilities over the last 2 years. Over 97% of the fossil-based generation in Colorado will achieve at least 80% pollution reduction by 2030. This race to the top that Holy Cross is raising the bar on today is good for rates, good for our economy, good for our air, and good for Colorado by positioning us as a national leader on a swift transition to a clean energy economy. Now, most days, this would be the most exciting announcement that I got to be part of the week or the day. Today, as I told some of our Holy Cross folks, this is actually the second most exciting announcement of the day, and I'm sure that they would agree, because today we received the very first coronavirus vaccines here in Colorado. And we know that the end of the pandemic has begun, but we celebrate our renewable energy future now that we can see the light that's at the end of the tunnel a little more clearly with regard to the pandemic. With today's announcement, Holy Cross has truly raised the bar for all Colorado utilities and indeed others across the country. And we as a state stand ready to partner with you to continue to advance towards a bold, renewable energy future. And on behalf of a grateful state of Colorado, I want to congratulate Holy Cross for leading the way to make that future the present. Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you, Governor. We appreciate your leadership on so many topics. Exciting news this morning on COVID-19, exciting news now on clean energy. And we look forward to working with you to implement these goals and welcome partnership from the state on that matter. Thanks for joining us. Our journey to 100 started with the steps that we've already taken, but it continues with new efforts in 5 specific areas. The first is energy efficiency. We'll continue to seek ways to increase the energy efficiency of existing uses of electricity to help reduce our members' bills and reduce our emissions. The second is a cleaner wholesale power supply. Working with our existing partners, Xcel Energy and Guzman Energy, and with others, we'll develop new clean energy resources as part of our wholesale power supply mix and seek additional blocks of clean energy to help meet our seasonal needs. The third area is around local clean energy resources. We will develop those local clean energy projects right here in our own backyard, including the Pitkin County Solar Project, breaking ground next spring, and the solar, hydro, and energy storage projects selected in our most recent RFP. The fourth area is around distributed energy resources. We will continue to foster the growth and adoption of rooftop solar PV systems by our members and also encourage them to add energy storage to help reduce the impact to our grid and add value for our members. And finally, we will encourage the use of clean, affordable electricity as a fuel for transportation, for building, heating, and cooling, for industrial processes, and for other important needs in a way that saves our members money, even as we reduce greenhouse gas emissions from those other parts of the economy. Now, make no mistake, this is an ambitious goal. It's one of the most aggressive renewable energy and greenhouse gas emission reduction goals anywhere in the country. It's not merely aspirational. It's accompanied by a discrete and realistic set of actions that we, all of us, working together, will take to make a reality. This goal is just one piece of our new overall strategic plan. All of the goals in that plan are equally important and interlinked. And we will not achieve the clean energy goal we've announced today at the cost of a system that is unreliable, unsafe, or uneconomic. The entire plan can be found on our website at holycross.com for those of you that are interested in reading more. As I wrap up, I want to thank the Holy Cross Energy Board for its visionary leadership in taking this bold step today. I want to thank the governor again for joining us. I want to encourage all of you to join us on this journey to 100%. Thank you who are joining us today. Now open it up for questions. Okay, the first that I've received is, can we really ever be 100% clean if we own a portion of a coal plant? That is a fantastic question. As you know, Holy Cross Energy owns 8% of the Comanche Unit 3, currently operating in Pueblo. It's a coal-fired power plant that provides a portion of energy to Holy Cross Energy consumers. In 2018, in accordance with our 70-70-30 plan, we sold the output of that power plant to another entity, Guzman Energy, as part of our implementation of that plan. That remains the case going forward as long as that plant continues to operate. However, we understand that that plant plays an important role in also the energy needs of Xcel Energy here in Colorado. And as many of you are aware, Xcel Energy will be filing a new integrated resource plan with the Utility Commission later this year, early in 2021. We will look forward to participating in that process. And obviously, today's announcement by Holy Cross means that we do not intend to take energy from Comanche 3 as part of our power supply mix for our members. Thank you for that question. Next question I've got for Dave. Dave Monk, does the board plan to raise rates in the near future, or do you think you can continue to hold those rates flat? Dave?
Well, thank you, Brian, and thank you for the question. This is something that's central to our discussions and our planning efforts at the board level. In fact, as both Brian and the governor mentioned, one of the key attributes of our 70-70-30 plan was the demonstration and putting into effect the anticipation that switching to more renewable energy will actually bring our power supply costs down. In fact, this has been the case, and among other cost-saving elements that our staff has been able to achieve, this has enabled us to hold rates flat and steady, even as we increase our work around really important and urgent tasks like wildfire prevention and some of the other grid innovations that will enable future grid improvements and improve our services to our members. So yes, we do anticipate being able to keep our rates flat at least through 2021, and it's our intention to do so for as long as possible, even while we're improving our service and cleaning up our power supply. Thanks for the question.
Thank you, Dave. So our next question is for the governor. The governor, you mentioned your ambition to have the state powered by renewable energy, 100% by 2040. Can you highlight some of the initiatives you're looking forward to promoting in the coming year, particularly as it relates to the state's power grid, the ability to increase the amount of electricity for transportation, and the growing need to focus on the building sector as a source of greenhouse?
Great. Well, thank you. We now have 97% of the power of the utilities that serve Colorado are in line to achieve at least 80% by 2030. Now, if you now can include Holy Cross in that at 100% by 2030, that likely is the equivalent of all 100%. We're also hoping for additional announcements in the future. Well, some of the areas that we need to work on the macro level, so not just the Holy Cross level statewide, is better connectivity, interoperability between different states for more effective load balancing with an increased renewable grid. We know that storage is going to be a big part of the renewable energy future, and Holy Cross has played around with both central and distributed, but of course, utility scale storage, interoperability between states for a larger, more resilient grid, additional load balancing through a variety of power sources, of course, including solar and wind. We also have hydro and others that can do some of the base load. We're also very excited about what the electrification of the vehicle fleet means for grid resiliency in terms of charging hours, in effect, a form of distributed storage itself, and being able to do better management of the grid. So there's a lot of exciting developments in that regard. We want to lead the way as a state in facilitating this energy transition by creating better and more effective grid resiliency and storage.
Great. Thank you very much, Governor. We appreciate that. We'll go to Dave Monk, our board chair here at HCE. How can the average member help Holy Cross become 100% clean and renewable?
Well, there are a number of options. We have specific programs for folks who want to go beyond what we're offering in our power supply mix. So we have a pure program. We have various incentives for individual actions that you can take to clean up or to move to renewable energy for your home or business. And then we have a number of different energy efficiency to enable you to reduce the investment that you need to make to cover your energy.
Looks like we've lost Dave temporarily. Just to reiterate his point, until we get to 100% renewable energy on the Holy Cross system, we have a great program where members can voluntarily sign up for a 100% renewable energy mix coming directly to their home or to their business. We also have a number of programs that promote electric vehicle chargers, rebates for new and efficient appliances and controls, and encourage the use of electricity for other important functions like electric transportation for building heating and cooling. I would just encourage everybody to visit our website at holycross.com, look for the HCE store, find some good opportunities for consumers, and work within your community to embrace this new clean energy future that we're taking on. One last question that I received, and the governor sort of hinted at this. If the wind's not blowing and the sun's not shining, am I going to be sitting in the dark? Are we going to have outages like our friends in California? Well, I'm a native born Californian, and I know how important it is the power supply is not only to that state, but also to Colorado as a whole. One of the ways in which we can operate a reliable and safe grid is through a greater interconnection with the surrounding states, as the governor mentioned. And that allows us to take advantage of the diversity of renewable energy resources so that when the wind's not blowing in one place, we can harness it from the places where it is blowing and bring it to the power areas where we need it to serve most. We can do the same thing with solar as well. We can also look at resources like what Holy Cross has with respect to biomass, with respect to hydro, with respect to methane captured from old coal mines in our state. The benefits of a larger power grid with a diverse set of resources allow us to do a much better job with reliability than has ever been done in the past. And finally, some of the things that we're doing on our side to operate the grid more efficiently, to take advantage of the renewable energy resources, the flexible demands in our own area, will also keep the lights on even when we face things like wildfires or severe winter storms in our area. As I mentioned in my remarks, we will not reach our clean energy goal if it means sacrificing the safety, the affordability, or the reliability of the electric service that you've come to expect from us. That, to me, is the entry to the conversation around the clean energy future. And only after we have done that can we talk about the types of electricity that we can provide to you in a more sustainable way. I want to wrap up by thanking all of you for joining us this morning. Thanks to the governor, who's off to important state business. Thanks to you, Chairman Monk, and the board for your leadership today. We look forward to continuing the dialogue and starting on this journey, this very important journey to 100. Won't you join us? Thank you very much.